All right, well, we got that done, all the wet sanding. So if you're watching for the first time, I started this project a few days ago, and the last video we started wet sanding it. So I've been using the 8000 grit, basically just trying to smooth the surface. If you guys know anything about the automotive industry, clay magic took me, I knew exactly what it was, but I couldn't think of it there for a second. Completely brain farted. But clay magic. So you spray wax on your car, and you take the little clay thing and you smush it out because it's like Play-Doh, and you keep rubbing it on the car, and you keep it wet with the spray wax. Well, that takes off all the surface grime and stuff like tree sap, tar, bugs, you know, anything like that. So basically, spending the last hour and a half, I recorded the first 28 minutes of it, and I'm like, all right guys, you get the point. It's time consuming. And this is just step one. So 8000 grit, completely polished all the goober stuff off of it. Everything is nice and smooth now. If you guys hear something rolling around in there, that is the 9-volt cable, because I took the battery box out. So anyways, I'll bring the camera down and let you guys take a good look at it. But there was a lot of arm wear right here and here from the armpit, and right here I got 90% of that out, maybe more than 90%, just with the 800 grit. Same with on the back. If you guys watch the previous videos on this, you'll see how big these spots were, and actually how rough they were. And you could hear it. Now you can barely hear it. It's so light. So what I'm going to do is going to get the 2000 grit in 1500, 1800, you know, just kind of hit that spot real lightly. Those couple little spots. I'm not going to go nutty fruitcake. I just want to take a little bit more of that roughness off that the 8000 grit can't. That way, when I polish it, it'll come out real nice and shiny and smooth. But it's coming along really good. There was a lot of splatter marks that were right here, and it was really bad actually, and I got most of that out. So, and it's nice and smooth, so there's no more like leveling as far as the roughness. It's off the surface, so now it is in the clear. So I should be able to polish that out, what's left right there. Back in here, looks like at some point maybe somebody put some super glue or something under the corner of the pick guard there to keep it down. I got that all nice and leveled out and smooth. There's a spot right here I think was super glue or something that got smudged from there. I'm gonna hit this spot with the 2000 grit, and right here as well, just a you can you see that? It's really hard to come in, but you can see there's a few little dull areas right in this area here. But yeah, it's coming out real nice. Over on this side, we had a whole bunch of spots here from sitting on the leg. All that is out. There's some deeper scratches. There's a couple spots I'll come around and I'll just hit with a little more aggressive paper, and then go back to polishing it with the 8000 grit, and then we're gonna machine polish this whole thing. So none of this has been waxed or anything yet. All I've been doing to it so far is cleaning and wet sanding it. And there you can see the headstock has a dull finish. So right here, there is it's nice and smooth. I mean, it's not gonna get any smoother. So the tuning clip reacted with the finish, but it's gonna polish nice. And you may see that a little bit, but it's not that big a deal. Then there's a couple little bite marks in the Gibson logo from the tuner. But again, no big deal. I'm meticulous. I like to point things out as I go. I'm not picking the guitar apart. This is wonderful guitar. Depending on what he wants for it, we'll see if I can even buy it, because I'm really starting to dig it. I've always wanted a J45, and this is really similar to it. But yeah, so I got all the frets polished. That's on a different video. those came out really good. I did clean the fretboard, and I got to do it again. Treat it with the conditioner and lemon oil. I don't actually need to clean it with the cleaner again, but that's nice and clean now. So we need to get that oiled up. I'll do that right after all of the machine polishing and everything. But I think this is just coming out wonderful. Here, if you watched the other video, when I ran my hand on this, all you could hear was just like coming across all that looked like water droplets, and it was over this whole corner. And I got all that out. So it just takes time with your wet sanding paper, and keep yourself plenty of very soft, guitar approved. Don't use microfibers for your car. Use a nice soft chamois for the guitar, and just keep working at it and keep working spot. Dry it, keep your paper wet and clean. Rinse it off after every, 30-40 seconds. It starts to get dry and sticky, wash it off, get some more. So that was the process of it. And as you guys can see here in the other videos, you've seen how bad that was from the arms and armpit, and on the front here got that completely gone. So when I machine polish this, well, I got to finish wet sanding a couple spots on it. But when I machine polish this thing is just going to come out absolutely gorgeous. Once we put the new pick guard, I got an OEM Gibson pick guard coming for it. So we'll get that on there, and that will, I'll zoom in a little bit here, see what I'm talking about. So right, where am I? I zoomed in too much. I'll put my finger on it. Fine. There we go. So right in there, you can see the area where there was like super glue or something put there. Right there, yeah. So I'm going to try to level that out, and right here in front of the bridge there's a couple spots, looks like super glue. So I'm going to try to level that a little bit. Again, I'm being meticulous. I don't think most people would worry about that, but I don't know, I'm anal, so try to get as much out as I can. And again, the headstock, you can tell it has that nice dull finish now, and it'll polish out just amazing once I get the machine polisher on it. And we're going to do all that here on video. The next video we'll be finishing the wet sanding, since there isn't much left to do. It'll be a short video. We're going to machine polish it, so I'd probably say another 15-20 minute video on wet sanding and polishing if I can. If not, half hour at most. But so we're going to cut this video short right now, and I just wanted to give you guys an update of what it looks like after an hour and a half of wet sanding with 8000 grit. And again, it was basically like clay magicking your car. You're just taking off all that surface grime and grit, whatever you want to call it, that is stuck to the surface, that doesn't come off with a normal wash or anything like that. And again, the clear coat, we're going to continue to fix that up, and I guarantee you're not going to notice too much of that by the time I get done with it. Now you can't tell, but I did wet sand the neck, and I got that all ready for polish too. It's such a light color being maple, you can't tell, but it's actually really nice and smooth now. There's no grit or grime on it. Again, this was a daily player, and it is a player's guitar. It's been used. It's in wonderful shape. It just shows signs of use, not signs of abuse. So if I don't end up getting this, whoever does buy this is going to get a really nice guitar. So we'll get back to this and get that finished up, and then we'll make a reverb listing for it. So until then, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned.